we're going to slip in a copying the masters here and look at some work and copy the work of Andrew Loomis. Andrew Loomis was a commercial artist, illustrator. In the early 1900s, he studied at the New York Art League, and then he came to Chicago and worked for some firms in Chicago, and ended up teaching at the American Academy of Art. He is most known for his many, many books he wrote with clear instructions on drawing, and now, of course, his images look dated, but the strength of the classic approach and the skills that one needs to draw representatively, at least, are all there. So this is a little collection, and these are free PDF downloads. Did I say free? They are free. If you Google Andrew Loomis, you'll find various parts of his books and partly all of his books online that can be downloaded for free, whatever your interest, because he did it all. He did the figure, he did cartooning, he did still life, he did landscape, he did animals. He just was a wonderfully skilled person and generous in sharing everything. So this little packet, you can go through and pick what interests you. Now, some people are interested in the figure. We haven't done much cartooning or animation type drawing, and it can be kind of fun, and some of you are interested in that. So that's a possibility. I love how he talks about, he says, all you need to do is know how to draw a circle, and don't tell me I can't draw a straight line, because I can't either freehand. If I need a straight line, I use a ruler. So there you go. He says just draw the best that you can and go from there. He also gives a little tutorial on different pencil strokes. And as you can tell from these drawings, these are preparatory drawings, because he also worked in oil with very, very high-end finished things. So these are, unlike what we did when we worked with Rhonda Noss's technique, where the penciling needed to be extremely precise. These markings can be quite brief. The important thing with these would be to work on the proportions and the light and shading, and don't have to be real precise in the markings. See if I can find one here that is quite, as in the barn here, these are quite loose and abbreviated markings. So as I said, there is the figure, some fun, how to get some fun characters, a little bit with the body and different gesture things. He calls this section, I think, fun with the pencil. A little bit of still life, a little scene here. So landscape, like I said, he did it all. A nice mountain scene here. Some people love to draw dogs. Then these wonderful, now these are his drawings. And what I find copying from a master is he has already shown where the shading needs to go in order to make this figure look like a figure and, of course, look like Einstein. So it's a good exercise to be able to copy what he has figured out and the way that he has done it. And then a little goat, which I thought was very cute. Once again, these can be approached with whatever style people are comfortable with. These are some good tools to have: erasers, a sharp-edged hard eraser, a nice, this one isn't so soft because it's been sitting for a while, a nice kneaded eraser to get different effects, a range of pencils if you like. I would be inclined to start with my favorite big pencil here, and I would always enjoy starting by looking for angles, so I would be inclined just to get the big shapes here Get that silo. I'm already going to run off the page, but that's okay. This is a good exercise in seeing these shapes and assessing proportion and position. A little bit of shadowing in there, shading on the side of the silo there. The fence that looks like it's leaning over. Just kind of get that in there. And then when I get those big shapes in, then I'd be inclined to go in and do a little more detail. Get these seams on the silo. Define that edge on the silo. I don't want those seams to be real prominent because he doesn't show them real prominently. You can see that they're there, but they don't, he breaks up the line, which makes it nice, much more appealing, I think, as a drawing, and also much more the way we see things. And then I'd probably go in and put my highlights in with the eraser. This nice highlight here that shows that the silo is round. So I would maybe get that in and then go back again and define. This edge needs to be much darker. So then I might go in with some strokes to get that tone differentiation in there. And I wouldn't be too worried about, last time when we worked with Rhonda Nass's technique, we were concerned about ridges in our stroke patterns here. That wouldn't necessarily be important with this. If you want it to be. But, and I'm going quickly here, I would probably take more time to really look at some of these things, these elements, to really get them accurate. But I would go back and forth with the pencil and the eraser. And if I was starting it with the pencil, I would still go for the big shapes. I would work very lightly. You probably can't even see the markings here, and that's as it should be, because then if something is just a little bit off or not to my liking, it's much easier to go back and adjust it if the markings are light. So as Andrew Loomis says, have fun with that pencil.